Deped Radio.
Deped Radio.
Deped Radio.
Deped Radio.
Deped Radio.
Deped Radio's always here for you to give you lessons on air for vital information and quality education wherever you are, whatever you do. This is Deped Radio Lesson on Air.
Deped Radio.
Lesson on Air. Deped Radio, made possible by Deped Radio Philippines. Member KDP, kapisanan ng mga broadcaster ng Pilipinas, and Department of Education. Sulong Edukalidad.
In pursuit of continuous quality education,
living up to DepEd's mandate of no student should be left behind.
From the home of Sarongbangi,
The land of Oragons. This is Santo Domingo National High School. School on Air.
School on Air.
Good afternoon, everyone, especially to grade 10 students who are tuned in right now. Welcome to this episode of School on Air in English. We are glad that despite our difficulties on learning in the middle of this pandemic, radio broadcasting is at hand, helping you acquire language skills through this blended learning. That is why I'm so excited to be with you today, and I hope you are too. I am your teacher on air, by the way, Sir Jerry. I am a teacher here in Santo Domingo National High School, and I am happy to be of service when it comes to your lessons in the English subject. Of course, I want to greet my students from grade 10 Einstein, Archimedes, Dalton, Galileo, and Darwin. Shout out to you guys! Before I start with the discussion of today's topic, I hope that you are 100% comfortable while listening. May you be in your own home or at friends or anywhere within the reach of KISS FM. It is zero problemo to me as long as you stay with me all the way, okay? One more thing, how is your day? I hope it's raining. It's raining sunshine for you today. At this point, I will give you a minute for your personal necessities. You can go to the comfort room, drink water, or anything that you need to do before we start so that you will be able to listen to me comfortably, okay? So, your 1 minute starts now. Great! Your 1 minute is over, so I think everything is set. Let's get it on! Our lesson for today is formulating statements of assertion. I repeat, our topic is formulating statements of assertion. After the discussion of this lesson, I expect that you will be able to understand the meaning of assertion and its types, and be able to write your own statements of assertion. As part of our discussion, I want you to have your Quarter 2 Module 3 ready as a reference for our topic. Moreover, I want you to prepare a pen and a clean sheet of paper in case you need to jot down important notes. Also, for those who have access to the internet, I need you to be present in our chat group using your own devices like smartphone, Android phone, tablet, or computer. Later at the end of the discussions, I will give a test about the topic. You will send your answers to me through our chat group. Stand by for more instructions later, okay? Now, before we delve deeper, I have a couple of questions for you. The first one is this. Do you have the freedom to express what you have in mind? I repeat, do you have the freedom to express what you have in mind? I think we all do. Don't you agree? We are in a democratic country, and freedom of expression is a right that we really enjoy. On the other hand, this right has corresponding responsibility. This responsibility sets our limitations on saying whatever we want. In other words, we have to be responsible for everything that we express. We must be careful. We should make sure that it won't degrade a person or put our lives and others in danger. The second question is this. At a young age, in what way do you express your thoughts? I repeat, at a young age, in what way do you express your thoughts? Clearly, at present, people use a lot of media platforms to express their thoughts. For most people, Facebook obviously is on top when it comes to self-expression. On Facebook, we can see almost all kinds of posts of people from different walks of life. And I think you will agree that some are not setting their limitations. I hope you are not one of them. Anyway, what you're going to learn today will broaden your idea about expressions in the context of statements of assertion. Let us now proceed to our topic for today. Again, our lesson is formulating statements of assertion. What is assertion? Can you find the definition in your module? It says that assertion is a statement used to make a declaration or to express strong belief on a particular topic. An assertion can be formulated after reading a story or a poem, or even after watching a play. The purpose of writing an assertion is for the writer to convey an idea or feeling and convince others to accept the writer's interpretation of a particular literary work. It is also important that before writing an assertion in literature, the author must comprehensively read or watch the literary work. He must take down the part he is for or he is opposed to, followed by his explanation of it. It is also best to collect evidence from the same or other literary authors that have the same assertions as with the writer. Now, what are the different types of assertion that can be used in formal or informal writing? These types include the following: basic assertion, emphatic assertion, and language assertion. Again, the types of assertion are basic assertion, emphatic assertion, and language assertion. To define each type, I am going to give you a minute to read the short text found on page 7 of your Module 3. Later, we will tackle the example given for each type. Your 1 minute starts now. Okay, your 1 minute is over, so I hope you are done. Now let us define each type of assertion. Basic assertion is a statement directly expressed as the reader or writer's opinion or belief. It is also known as straightforward statement. An example of this is the assertion given by a reader or a writer after reading the text you two have read. It says, the Philippines has an advanced civilization before the colonization of Spain. Form and branches of government, social structure, and the existence of ancient writing are some of the evidence that prove the advancement of the pre-colonial period. Now you will notice that the first sentence is considered as the basic assertion. The second sentence contains evidence that supports that assertion. Meanwhile, emphatic assertion is a statement used to express or give empathy to someone. It states how the writer conveys understanding of someone. Example, I know that the Philippines, before pre-Spaniard colonization, has their system of writing called baybayin. This alone proves that the Filipinos are literate as opposed to the Spaniards' claim. In this example, the first sentence expresses the recognition of the writer to the text being read, while the second part states the support and viewpoint of the text. We have also language assertion. Language assertion is a statement used to express the preference of the writer, the purpose of which is to suggest and conveys the reader or writer's negative opinion on a text. It is also called I language because the reader or writer uses the pronoun I. Example, upon reading that the ancient Filipino civilization is divided into three social classes, namely Maharlika, Timawa, and Alipin, I feel proud because of the civilization's social advancement. At the same time, I feel sad because of the promulgation of social differentiation. With this finding, I want to do further research on the existence of these social classes stigma. It is noted in the example that the first sentence contains the main context of the information the writer is referring to. The second part is the influence or effect of the information of the writer. This explains the use of the pronoun I. The last part contains the recommendation and suggestion of the writer. Again, the three types of assertion are basic assertion, emphatic assertion, and language assertion. At this point, we will have a simple activity. I want you to read the short text entitled Nutrition in the Philippines, Nation at Risk by Fritzy Rodriguez, found on page 9 of your module. Again, I will give you 1 minute to read it. Your 1 minute starts now. Okay, time's up. Let us proceed with the activity. Here is my instruction. I will be reading a number of assertions about the text you have just read, and you will identify the type of assertion each one belongs. Send me your answer through our chat group. Now get ready with your pen and paper. Ready? Okay. Number 1. After knowing that the Department of Education has been working on integrating health and nutrition lessons in our school curricula, I cannot help to wonder why there are still school canteens that offer junk food to the students. I think it contradicts the DepEd's nutrition program. Perhaps the Education Department should closely monitor school cafeterias and strictly prohibit them from selling unhealthful food for the students. Number 2. According to the statistics from the National Nutrition Council, 67% of our Filipino families are not eating enough even when there are no calamities. One can imagine how these families must have been living a miserable life, considering that food is the most important human need. Number 3. It is true that undernutrition is the single greatest threat to a child's life. If a child is undernourished, his or her well-being is compromised physically, mentally, socially, and psychologically. This will create a lasting adverse effect to his or her personality if he or she is able to survive and become an adult. Alright, let us check whether you've got it all correct. Number 1. After knowing that the Department of Education has been working on integrating health and nutrition lessons in school curricula, I cannot help to wonder why there are still school canteens that offer junk food to the students. I think it defeats the DepEd's nutrition program. Perhaps the department should closely monitor school cafeterias and strictly prohibit them from selling unhealthful food for the students. So, the correct answer is language assertion. Number 2. According to the statistics from the National Nutrition Council, 67% of Filipino families are not eating enough even when there are no calamities. One can imagine how these families must have been living a miserable life considering that food is the most important basic need. The correct answer is emphatic assertion. And number 3. It is true that undernutrition is the single greatest threat to a child's life. If a child is undernourished, his or her well-being is certainly compromised physically, mentally, socially, and psychologically. This will create a lasting adverse effect to his or her personality if he or she is able to survive and become an adult. The correct answer is basic assertion. Now let me see who got perfect score. Okay, so this one is from John from grade 10 Einstein. So John got it all correct. Language assertion, basic assertion, and emphatic assertion. Okay. So this one is also from grade 10 Archimedes. Christine Joy Castuera, she answered language assertion, emphatic assertion, and basic assertion. Okay, that's correct. Also from Kathleen May from the same section, Archimedes, language assertion, emphatic assertion, and basic assertion. Okay, very good. Okay, and this one also comes from Galileo. Grade 10 Galileo. So Mary Joyce said, number 3, the answer is basic assertion. Okay? So that's correct. Isabel for number 2, emphatic assertion. That's also correct. Okay. So, congratulations to those who have participated in the activity, especially to those who got perfect score. Definitely, I will add points to your grades for written works. Of course, even to those who had mistakes, still I congratulate you. Your participation is enough for me to say that you have the eagerness to learn. Now, to make up for it, I challenge you to have time to get back to the topic by using your self-learning modules. For those who are nowhere to be found during this episode, I hope you will join us next time. At this point, I'm going to give you another challenge, which will determine whether you really have acquired the skill in writing your own statements of assertion. Can you recall the Greek tragedy Oedipus the King by Sophocles? I told you that you must do an advanced study on it. Okay then, I want you to refresh your understanding of the story by scanning it for 1 minute. You can find the summary on page 5 of your module. Your 1 minute starts now. Okay, your 1 minute is up. Here is what you're going to do. I want you to focus on what happened to Oedipus at the end of the story. Likewise, consider the idea or truth about human existence that is revealed in the story. Now, out of that, I want you to write a statement of assertion. Be free to choose one among basic assertion, emphatic assertion, and language assertion. I repeat, I want you to write a statement of assertion. Be free to choose one among basic assertion, emphatic assertion, and language assertion. You will send your answers to me through our chat group. The rubrics or the criteria for your answers have been sent to you. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to do that. Send to me your answers as soon as you are done. Now, are you ready? Your 2 minutes start now. Okay, time's up. I will read some of your answers and let us try to determine the type of assertion they belong. So here is from Rochelle Ann from grade 10 Einstein. She says, upon reading the story entitled Oedipus the King, I was amazed with their beliefs in oracles. So what do you think is the kind of assertion that Rochelle Ann has just written? So, I think this is emphatic assertion. Okay? Okay. Next, we have also Francen Joby from the same section, grade 10 Einstein. She says, upon reading the synopsis of Oedipus the King, I think that Oedipus' perseverance in finding the truth is what led him to his own ruin, because it is what made him realize that he had already fulfilled the prophecy. Okay, so this can be considered a basic assertion. Alright, very good, Francine Joby. Okay, so another one from Kristen Joyce. She says, upon reading the text, I've understand how Oedipus suffered from his terrible fate. I know that he did his best being the king of Thebes, but I feel pity that he must suffer because of the prophecy that isn't even supposed to happen. If only he didn't try to avoid them. Okay, so I think this is emphatic assertion. Okay, so good job, Christine Joyce. Alright, again, congratulations to everyone. I'm glad that you were able to write your own statements of assertion. I believe that you can be able to confidently write your own reviews for the stories you read or movies you watch. To help you more with it, I want you to perform the enrichment task, Activity 12, on page 11 of your module. You will use one whole pad paper for it, and you will submit it to me on the next distribution and retrieval of self-learning modules. Now, before we call it a day, let us have a review of what we have learned from today's discussion. Again, what is assertion? Assertion is a statement used to make a declaration or to express strong belief on a particular topic. An assertion can be formulated after reading a story or a poem, or even after watching a play. The purpose of writing an assertion is for the writer to convey an idea or feeling directly and to convince the reader to accept the writer's interpretation of a particular literary work. The different types of assertion are basic assertion, emphatic assertion, and language assertion. Basic assertion is a straightforward statement. Emphatic assertion expresses empathy, and language assertion expresses the preference of the writer, and it uses the pronoun I. So, that's all for today. It has been another awesome learning. I hope that you enjoyed today's radio-based lesson episode. Until next time, this has been your radio teacher, Sir Jerry, saying, a good use of language is the key to a beautiful message. And remember, if you want it to be known or be heard, be an English language nerd. Bye!